were the wise men, the kings, the magi. They came from the east. They had no idea about Bethlehem. That's why the star was their guide. But the shepherds, since the shepherds were from here, they know how to get to Bethlehem. But there was a sign. The sign was, go to Bethlehem, you will find a baby wrapped. That was a sign. Why? Because here we don't wrap newborn children, we just cover them. That baby was special because he was wrapped. Mary wanted to keep him warm, and she found nothing except these pieces of cloth in her pockets. That's how she wrapped him, like that, people. And he was born to die. Why the shepherds were here? Because this place is very close to Jerusalem. The shepherds were raising sheep and offer them to the temple in Jerusalem. And Jerusalem again is not far away from here. The shepherds has to be outside at night to watch their animals inside the cave. And the shepherd lives in the cave with his animals and his family. And when we go to Bethlehem, you'll see the difference, how normal people don't live with their animals. The shepherd lives in the stable with his animals and his family. And he has to be outside at night to guard with a dog. The dog protects the shepherd protects the sheep. Why he has to be outside? Because before there was no door to the cave. There was no gate. The shepherd, they saw the cave. That's why I'm talking.
Not the one up.
You took them down, to the one down. Because there was no gate, the shepherd was the guard, the security, and the gate. That's why Jesus said, I am the good shepherd, I am the gate. So the sheep has to be guarded from wolves. It is very dangerous at night. That's why the shepherd has to be outside. This sacrifice has to have 3 characteristics. A first male born, a complete sacrifice, no broken bones, and 3, unblemished, and 3, there was a special way to kill the animal, that they make the blood and the water separates. When the animal is killed in a ritual way, water and blood separates. Again and again, it is Jesus Christ. First male born for Mary. When he was on the cross and the soldiers wanted to break his legs, they found that this man is already dead. They did not break his legs, but they broke the legs of the 2 thieves, right? And 3, when he died, what happened? Water and blood came out from his side. Means that Jesus is our real sacrifice. This is how we believe. And listen to this. The shepherds used to wrap newborn sheep, same like when Mary wrapped baby Jesus, she was preparing him to be the new sacrifice. That's why the sign was, that baby in Bethlehem is wrapped. So it wasn't difficult for them to find him. So, like the shepherds, now today you started with the shepherd's fields, and then up to Bethlehem to see the birthplace of Jesus Christ. The birthplace is in Bethlehem, so now we're heading up to Bethlehem. Remember when you sing in Christmas and you say, oh, little town of Bethlehem? The little town of Bethlehem, but it has changed a lot. Bethlehem is under the Palestinian Authority since 1995, means we are Palestinians. And when we talk about Palestinians, we mean both Christians and Muslims. But the Christians in Bethlehem are less than 20%. Well, the number is shocking. We're 1%. A lot of the Christian families used to depend on tourism, and still, tourism here is about 65% of our economy. But there was no work for the Christians. And this is why they started leaving, looking for a better life abroad. And it was easier for them to go there, more than the others. It's because the Christians are educated, they speak languages, they also have relatives outside. Educated, yes. More than 80% of the Christians are educated, especially women. The mayor in Bethlehem was a woman, Christian. The present Minister of Tourism and Antiquities is a woman. The Minister of Health and Care is a woman. They're all Christians. And there is a university in Bethlehem. It's called Bethlehem University. It was built in 1973. It's a Christian Catholic university. There are colleges, there are private schools and public schools. But Christians prefer private schools because of the languages. 3 languages are required: Arabic, English. A 3rd language is different from one school to another. My 3rd language was French, besides the English. I studied at the Sisters of St. Joseph's School. It was a Christian Catholic school. 2 years before the pandemic, 39 Christian families left Bethlehem. They go to the Latin America, to the United States, or to Canada. But still, a lot of the original families of Bethlehem and the oldest families, they are still existing until today. They've been living here for more than 800 years. They were Jews first, then they converted to Christianity, but they still have the Jewish names like Hananiah, like Gidon, Shimon, Zechariah, like my family. Yes, I'm Christian, and the Church of the Nativity is my church. We're still here, my family too, because we think it is our responsibility to do this, to represent ourselves in front of the public. The world knows nothing about us. Sometimes people don't even know that there are Christians here. This is what I was taught to do. This is what my dad taught us to do, how to love the place. Same thing I'm doing with my kids. Not forcing them to stay, but showing them the importance of Bethlehem. The Bethlehemites were the first people to witness the birth of Jesus Christ. The Bethlehemites are the ones who showed Queen Helena, the queen that built the first church, where is the location. And we are the salt of the earth. I believe we're the salt of the earth. The salt is a tiny thing, but it is seasoning the bread. Even when it dissolves up, I can still taste it. Here in the Holy Land is the same. Maybe it's hard to separate our heart from the land, like the salt from the bread. Or maybe there is a mystery about this land. What's his name again before we continue? His name? Yes. Sorry. And maybe there is a mystery about this land. Jesus and his disciples were a small minority. I think the Christian community in the Holy Land will be the same, reflecting the life of Jesus and his disciples. But don't worry, we're strong enough. So now it is time to see the birthplace of Jesus Christ, the Church of the Nativity, the church which was built on top of the cave where Jesus was born. The church is located up the center of Bethlehem. Usually the buses are not allowed to drive all the way up to the church. There is a parking bus station. People walk from the garage to the church. It's about 10 minutes walking a hill, not a mountain, but the road goes up, and sometimes be hard for some people. But today I called somebody and he's gonna let us park the bus up. Wow. But we cannot park the bus, but the driver is gonna drop us the bus, and then take your stuff very quickly because he is not allowed to park the bus. Okay, so